Hello everyone! Today we are going to talk about the benefits and harms of onions. In the video, you can also learn about how much onion can be consumed without harm to health, and about the separate benefits of onions for the body of women and men. So please watch the video to the end, and do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Enjoy watching. In the modern world, almost everyone tries to maintain a healthy lifestyle and eat right, without thinking about the fact that in addition to the benefits, they can cause harm. One of the striking examples of such a product, on the one hand very useful and on the other harmful, is onions. Of course, if we compare it, then the benefits from it are many times more than the harm. All these components make onions a useful product. For more than 6,000 years ago, people knew about this vegetable. In ancient Greece, onions were used as medicine, and in Rome, soldiers used it daily, as it was believed that it gives strength and courage. Athletes of Olympus gave themselves strength and energy for training with the help of a bow. In the modern world, onions are not used so often for these purposes, but they are a frequent guest of any house. Without onions, it is impossible to cook a huge number of dishes. It can be used as a medicine in the field of medicine and even beauty. Next, we will take a closer look at the useful and not only properties of onions. So, let's move on to the useful properties of onions. Maintaining the health of the heart and blood vessels. This vegetable has a number of positive properties for the heart and blood vessels. It contains antioxidants in its composition, which inhibit inflammatory processes in the intestinal wall. It also prevents the formation of atherosclerosis by lowering the level of bad cholesterol and lowers blood pressure. According to the latest data, it has been established that the daily consumption of 45 grams of onions significantly reduces bad cholesterol and triglycerides. Due to the inhibition of inflammatory processes in the vessels of the intestinal wall, its damage is prevented and the risk of thrombosis is reduced. Thanks to such positive properties of this plant, the risk of serious cardiovascular disasters is prevented. In particular, we are talking about stroke, heart attack, and pulmonary embolism. Scientists from Germany have found that daily, regular consumption of this miracle vegetable in food naturally reduces blood pressure by up to 7%. You can use onions as a preventive remedy for hypertension. But remember that one plant will not be enough. Be sure to take medication prescribed by a doctor. Mushroom, cold, and runny nose. Recipe from childhood. In a breath of finely chopped onion, this is a very effective and proven tool for years. The effect goes to the upper respiratory tract, where the number of viruses, colds, and bacteria is most concentrated. For the greatest effect, it is recommended to use fresh onions and inhale the cake in turn, then nose. For at least 20 minutes, repeat this procedure several times a day. And it is better to use this method as a preventive measure or in the first days of a cold. Kidney diseases. With kidney diseases, onion broth helps well. This remedy is used in the complex therapy of pyelonephritis, cystitis, urethritis. The recipe is simple. It is necessary to pour 3 teaspoons of onion husks with boiling water about 400 milliliters and boil for 1 minute. Then let it stand for up to 30 minutes. Strain and can be consumed 3 to 4 times a day for 15 milliliters. Diseases of the throat. A good therapeutic combination against colds and sore throats is onion juice together with honey mixed in equal proportions. Consume 5 milliliters 4 times a day. This remedy perfectly softens the throat, removes inflammation, and has an antimicrobial effect. Another way to use this remedy is 1 tablespoon 3 times a day for problems with the vessels of the head. Convulsions. A decoction of onion husks comes to the rescue when it is necessary to remove cramps in the legs. Pour boiling water over 1 teaspoon of chopped onion husks. Let it brew for 10 to 15 minutes. Strain and drink before going to bed. Nail fungus. An effective remedy for nail fungus lesions is daily baths in a strong decoction of onion husks. The duration of the procedure is at least 30 minutes. Baked onion for cough, a good and effective remedy for bronchitis. It can be taken even for people with inflammatory diseases of the stomach. Fill a wine bottle with chopped onions, close the cork, smear the dough on top, and place in the oven until a ruddy crust forms. Then you can turn off the fire and let it cool down. Remove the dough and use the prepared remedy to tablespoons 4 times a day after meals. Prevention of cancer development. People who use onions in their diet every day are much less likely to have oncological diseases, in particular, stomach and intestinal cancer. American scientists have found that eating this vegetable reduces the risk of stomach cancer by 22% and the risk of colorectal cancer by 15%. The beneficial properties of onions in the field of oncology are due to the trace elements and antioxidants included in its composition. Onion is a preventive measure in the occurrence of malignant tumors. Decrease in blood glucose levels. Scientists have found that daily consumption of 100 grams of miracle vegetable in the diet significantly reduces the level of glucose in the blood by 1 or 2 moles per liter for 4 hours. Such a sugar-lowering effect allows you to use onions as a prevention of diabetes mellitus. Scientists have confirmed the same effect in animal experiments. The plant is able to reduce not only sugar in the body, but also fat deposits, since obesity is a risk factor for the development of type 2 diabetes mellitus. The effect is due to the high content of quercetin and sulfur in onions. Use onions as a hypoglycemic agent. Strengthening of bones. Scientists in China have proven that daily consumption of 100 milliliters of onion juice increases bone mineral density. This effect is especially noticeable in women with an increased risk of osteoporosis over the age of 50 years in the postmenopause period. American scientists have proven that even a small daily consumption of the plant significantly increases bone mineral density by 5%. The positive properties of onions listed above help prevent osteoporosis and reduce the risk of pathological fractures. It has been found that even with the irregular use of onions, the risk of hip fracture is reduced by 20%. Miracle vegetable increases bone mineral density and prevents the development of pathological fractures. Benefits for men's health. Onions are very useful for men's health. It is able to restore reproductive function in men and helps to get rid of problems with infertility or low sperm activity. It is necessary to understand that infertility cannot be cured with one onion, but its use as a complex therapy will be very useful. Onions are also effective as an additional remedy in the treatment of prostate adenoma, a very common disease in men after 40 years. Use this vegetable in your diet every day, and it will not only free the body from harmful substances, but also strengthen the walls of blood vessels, make them more elastic. Before going to bed, eat a small piece of onion, and you will completely forget about frequent and even painful urination. In a month, all problems with the prostate gland will go away. Benefits for women's health. The miracle vegetable is useful for women no less than for men. Due to the high content of B vitamins, especially folic acid, it is able to maintain a woman's hormonal background in normal every day. Eating onions, you provide yourself with prevention of malignant tumors of the mammary glands, good metabolism, proper functioning of the gastrointestinal tract, relief from pain during menstruation, increased libido, a healthy reproductive system. Onions, due to the high content of vitamin C, can help even in skin rejuvenation, hair and nail restoration. This effect is achieved by stimulating the production of collagen with the female body. Possible harm and contraindications, despite the fact that onions are a whole storehouse of useful substances and vitamins. It is impossible not to take into account the fact that some people have certain contraindications to its use. It also has certain undesirable effects. Bad breath. Almost always after you eat the onion, this side effect appears in the form of a smell. You can neutralize it if you eat parsley leaves or walnuts. After the onion, disruption of the gastrointestinal tract. As a rule, such a side effect develops only with excessive onion eating, or in people with chronic gastritis, pancreatitis, provoke arrhythmia. In people who have diseases of the cardiovascular system, such as chronic heart failure or coronary heart disease, it is recommended to limit the intake of onions. The vegetable tones the blood vessels, so in people with heart diseases, it can provoke a violation of the heart rhythm. Summing up, we can say that it is worth limiting onion consumption in the following cases. In the presence of chronic diseases of the gastrointestinal tract, especially during exacerbation, such diseases include gastritis, pancreatitis, peptic ulcer, and gastroesophageal reflux disease. It is contraindicated for people with diseases of the cardiovascular system. Onions are useful for the heart and blood vessels only as a preventive measure. Chronic and heart failure, tendency to cardiac arrhythmia. It is necessary to pay attention to the use of onions during pregnancy. As we said above, the vegetable contains folic acid in considerable quantities, which is extremely necessary for a good ripening of the fruit. Vitamin B9 is involved in the laying of the neural tube of the fetus, so its insufficient intake with food can lead to the formation of malformations of both the cardiovascular and nervous systems. Vitamin C, which is also rich in the plant, helps to increase the immunity of the baby. Pregnant women are recommended to consume half of an onion per day. How much can be used without harm to human health? Any product is good when it is used in moderation. An excess, just like a deficit, does not have any positive effect. The immediate benefit of this vegetable is that by eating only 150 grams of onions, you will receive a daily allowance of vitamins A, C, and the necessary electrolytes, in particular potassium, selenium, magnesium, calcium, phosphorus. The list of useful substances is rather long, and all these trace elements are necessary to maintain the health of the cardiovascular system and bones. Always remember that excessive consumption of the plant can do harm. Do not forget about the proper storage of the vegetable so that it is always fresh and juicy. This is the end of the video. If the video was useful, please share it with your family and friends. I would also be grateful if you like, subscribe to the channel, and click on the bell. The BioVerse channel was with you. See you soon.